Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad you're here today. Before we jump in, I'd love your support. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and with your help, I know we can get there. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like if you enjoy it. And now, without further ado, let's start the video. Am I the a-hole? My friend told me she loves me for weeks before her marriage. My 35 male, friend B, 35 female, just told me she loves me for weeks before her marriage, and I am not sure what I am supposed to do here. I want to know if I am doing the right thing. To give some context, I lost my wife 2 years ago. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I have not dated in the last 2 years because I have major trauma from losing my wife. I still love her a lot and don't think I am ready to move on. I invested all my time in my daughter, who looks exactly like her mother, and my work to keep my sanity for the last 2 years. I have been friends with B since we were in elementary school. We lived in the same neighborhood growing up and were best friends. She is an awesome person, and we were inseparable growing up. The weirdest part was, we had completely different personalities. She was very outgoing and always had a lot of friends. I am a big introvert, and B along with a few friends was all I needed. B was a serial dater, and I don't remember any time since middle school since she was single. B and I never dated though. B and I also went to the same college. She never had a stable boyfriend, but just jumped from one relationship to another. I, on the other hand, did not date seriously until I was in my junior year. When I met my wife, she was a freshman, and we hit it off instantly. We fell for each other and spent all our time with each other. This strained my relationship with B, as I would generally hang out with my wife instead of her. That was the time B and I slowly started drifting apart. After college, I moved to a different town for my job, and B and I occasionally messaged each other, but nothing beyond that. B attended my wedding, and that was the last time I saw her. We kept in touch, but mostly by commenting on each other's pictures or keeping each other updated on significant life events. B did reach out to me when my wife passed away, and we talked on a phone call. Last year, B and her fiancé moved to my city. I was still grieving, and they both have been amazing support for me and my daughter. My daughter loves dancing, and B helped me enroll her in dancing and gymnastics classes, and sometimes takes her to them. I also became good friends with her fiancé, who is indeed an incredibly good man. My daughter also loves Auntie B, and B sometimes helps me babysit. Last week, B came to my house and asked if we could talk. Her tone sounded serious. She told me that over the last few months, she feels like she has started to develop feelings for me and is not sure anymore if she wants to go ahead with the wedding. She felt I also had started developing feelings for her. I told her that I am not ready for any relationship before I could deal with my mental health, for which I go to a therapist regularly. She tried to convince me that she loved me. We are soulmates, and she felt that we were meant to be together. However, I do not have the same feelings for her. I love her as a friend, but nothing beyond that. We were both emotional, but she said she was glad we talked about this. She left after that. B called me that night and told me not to talk about our conversation to anyone. I thought a lot about it and decided that I would not tell her fiancé about B and my conversation from last week. I feel it's their relationship, and I do not have the right to ruin their moment if B decides to go ahead with the wedding. However, I feel guilty that her fiancé does not know anything about this and is going into a marriage where B might not be fully ready for it. Can you guys give suggestions on what I should do in this case? Am I an e-hole for not telling her fiancé about our conversation? Well, you're not in the wrong here for keeping quiet about her situation. It's not your responsibility to step into her relationship or warn her fiancé. That's her truth to share, not yours. What is worth considering though is sitting down with B one more time and being clear about how serious this is. If she has doubts, the healthiest thing she can do is talk openly with her fiancé before walking down the aisle. Marriage only works when both people are honest about what they want. At the same time, remember that her choices aren't yours to fix. You've already drawn your boundary, and that's good. Focus your energy on yourself, your healing, and being the best parent you can be. Sometimes the most supportive thing we can do for a friend is encourage them to take responsibility while making sure we protect our own peace in the process. And we have an update, so let's see what happened next. Update: after B told me that she loved me, I told her that I was still not ready to move on as I still miss my wife. She said she understood, and I did not hear from her or Jay, her fiancé, for a few days. The guilt was killing me, as I was not sure if I should tell Jay about what she told me. Thanks to everyone who commented on the post, it helped me think the situation through. I finally called B after a few days and asked her to meet me for lunch. I talked to her and asked her if she was going ahead with her wedding. She broke down and told me she was not sure. I told her that she should at least talk to Jay regarding her feelings and not be dishonest with him. I also assured her that I would not say anything to Jay, but I just wanted her to be happy. She said she understood and left. That night, I put my daughter to sleep and was watching TV. Around 9:30 p.m., I heard a loud knock on my door, and it was Jay. I opened the door, and he was in tears. He started yelling at me and asking me why I had to steal B out of all the people. I tried to calm him down, but he just kept on shouting. I was trying to get him to sit down on the bench on our porch. I told him my daughter was sleeping upstairs, but he slowly was getting more and more physical. He punched me in the face, and I was able to push him off. I told him to get out of my house, and he sat in his truck and drove away. I immediately called B, and she was crying and did not sound well on the phone. She told Jay that she could not marry him because she had feelings for me. I was really scared for her after the physical altercation with Jason and told her to gather some clothes and get out of the house. She did that and came to my place. I just didn't feel she was safe with Jay. I consoled her for almost 2 hours and was able to get her to sleep. The next morning we had to call her parents to let them know about what had happened. B kept a brave face, but I could see how much she was hurting. Her parents asked her to take a few days off and immediately come back home, and she did take a flight in the evening to go home. Over the next 2 weeks, the wedding was called off. B and I were talking every day, and she was just very exhausted. She talked to Jay a few times, and he kept on asking her to take more time to think. However, I think B just wanted to get out of it and decided to just break it off with Jay. Currently, B is staying with us for the last 2 weeks. She still has a job here and started going back to work last week. I have talked to B in detail about what happened. B told me that Jay and her were dating on and off for the last 4 years. Jay is not very career-oriented, and B is very good at her job. She felt he was a nice and reliable person, but was unsure about him from the start. She felt that she was not getting any younger, and hence they decided to get married. When she heard about my wife passing away, she just felt really bad and wanted to be around me to comfort me. When she got her big promotion, which meant she could work in a corporate office, she immediately chose my city and moved here. Jay also moved here and got a new job. She never had any romantic feelings for me back then. As she started hanging out with my daughter and me, she started feeling the bond we shared when we were growing up. Except I was the broken one, and she was taking care of me. She said that she realized that she was enjoying her time with us more than with Jay. She realized she made a mistake with Jay, and what she wanted was right in front of her. Hence, she slowly started thinking about me in that way, and finally told me about it. She knew her relationship with Jay was over the moment she confessed to me. It's a shitty situation, but I'm glad that she realized that before getting married versus after. As for Jay, I feel bad for him. He is moving back to our hometown, closer to his family. He is currently in their apartment and will move sometime next month. I know a lot of you would be curious if we were dating. We are not dating. I don't think I can date anyone right now, and neither should be. She is my friend, and I am happy that she is staying with us, and plans to be here until everything is sorted out. My daughter loves having Auntie B around too, so that's a bonus. Plus, it's really nice to see her slowly get back to normal. Thanks again for helping me during my last post. Cheers. It's honestly a good thing. You're not getting involved with B. She clearly has a lot she needs to work through, and you don't need to be caught in the middle of that. From the way it looks, she might already have had doubts about her fiancé and used you as a kind of escape hatch. That confusion between wanting out and thinking she had feelings for you is unfair, and it drags you into drama that isn't yours. The best move right now is to set very firm boundaries. If she's staying with you, it's only going to blur the lines even more, and she may convince herself that there's a relationship developing where there isn't. If you're not interested in her romantically, and you've been clear about that, then keeping her around will only create tension and hurt down the road. My advice? Encourage her to deal directly with her relationship issues and give her space to do that on her own. You can still be a supportive friend from a distance, but don't let her stay under your roof or rely too heavily on you emotionally. It'll only pull you deeper into her mess. Protect your peace, protect your daughter's stability, and don't let her confusion derail your healing process. And we have another update, so let's just check it out. Update 2. People have been messaging me to find out what happened afterward. I wanted to maintain our privacy, especially since many of our family members saw the video and recognized my post. They didn't know that Jay had assaulted me, and I had to assure everyone that we were safe and okay. I'm feeling particularly happy this week, so I thought I would share an update. Firstly, the reason B moved in with us while Jay was still in town was because I had a temporary restraining order, a TRO, against him. B also filed for one but was denied, as he had never directly threatened her safety. She said she felt secure with us because of the TRO, and I agreed. Jay didn't cause any issues after that, though he continued texting B, asking her to work on their relationship. Eventually, he moved back to our hometown in February, and we haven't heard from him since then. Since B got her own apartment once Jay left town, but she remained very much a part of our daily lives. I enjoyed having her around, and my daughter loves her. In April, B brought up the idea of us dating again. I explained that I wasn't over my wife's death and didn't want to be unfair to her because I still love my late wife deeply. B told me she knew she could never replace my wife, nor did she want to. She shared a beautiful analogy. She said, "My heart is like a big pot. It holds a lot of love for my late wife, but it also made room for more love when my daughter was born. Loving her wouldn't erase my love for my wife or daughter. It would simply mean there's more room in my heart than I realized." I took a month to think it over, talking to my mom and mother-in-law, my late wife's mom, who both encouraged me to give a relationship with B a chance. We officially started dating in May, and it's been surprising how quickly we fell in love. I think the strong foundation of our friendship helped a lot. The last 6 months have been amazing, and I've never seen my daughter so happy. She's a big chatterbox now and insists that B comes to all her school events and recitals. Sometimes I feel a little jealous of their bond and even a bit left out of their little chats. The reason I'm writing this update is because I'm planning to propose to B this Christmas. It's not a surprise proposal. We went engagement ring shopping last weekend and finalized the ring. We also have wedding plans for next summer. I know it seems quick, but I can't imagine spending the rest of my life with anyone else. B deserves to officially be part of our family. My daughter is thrilled, and she and B are already shopping for dresses for the engagement photo shoot. Our families couldn't be happier, and we plan to get engaged at a small gathering of family and friends over Christmas weekend in our hometown. I know, some people judged me for taking B in after she left Jay, and others judged her for leaving him at the altar. Life isn't easy, trust me, and things don't always go as planned, but I'm grateful. B found the courage to tell me how she felt back then. Thank you all again for your support on my last post. Oh my god. What did I just read, man? Bro, I don't see this as some romantic fairy tale, it's really just a messy situation dressed up to look like love. At the core, this started with betrayal. She was engaged to Jay, supposedly ready to marry him, and then suddenly decided she loved you instead. That's not stability, that's impulsiveness. If she could walk away from her fiancé for you, what happens when someone else comes along later? To me, the only person who actually comes out ahead here is Jay, as painful as it must have been for him. He dodged something that was bound to explode eventually. B's actions raise a lot of red flags. She didn't just leave a man, she left him at the altar, then painted herself as the victim, while moving in with you almost immediately. That's not just unfair to Jay, it's manipulative. The fact that she uprooted her life to get closer to you and blurred the lines of friendship with you makes it even more unsettling. It feels less like love and more like she engineered the whole situation. And honestly, it makes me wonder if she's been hovering around, waiting for her chance ever since you were married. That's not romantic, it's disturbing. And one more thing, man, what is wrong with you? I mean, you mentioned in your first post that B had a really unstable dating history. Knowing that, it's surprising you felt confident enough to propose so quickly. This whole story feels rushed, unhealthy, and unstable. If anything, I'd suggest slowing down and really asking yourself if this is the kind of foundation you want to build a life on. Well, we have one last update. Let's see what happens next. This is crazy, man. Last update. It's been 9 months since my last update. I wrote my first post almost 2 years ago, which seems crazy now, and I could have never imagined how things would turn out. Many of you messaged me for an update, so I am writing a short update instead of replying to all the messages, as you guys have really been helpful through all this time. B and I got engaged last December. I know that my love for my late wife would never go away, but I felt it was the right thing to do for B and also for my daughter. I proposed to B at our old high school ground, where we would often hang out when we were younger. There was a lot of drama that unfolded after our engagement. Jay had already moved back and told everyone made-up stories about how B cheated on him and ruined his life, and how I played the victim, after he kicked my butt, his words. I lost a lot of old friends in this process, but some of our friends were willing to give us the benefit of doubt. Luckily, our families know me well enough to know that I would not have an affair with B before she broke off her engagement. I think the news of our engagement did not sit well with Jay. Things got ugly when Jay tried to break into B's house to talk to her, but luckily me and her brother were there and called the cops. He still thinks we were sleeping together before B broke off her engagement. I know a lot of you guys warned me that B was planning on being with me the entire time and moved to my town specifically to be with me. I talked to her about this, and we had discussions about what exactly happened. She told me that marrying Jay never felt right, and maybe she just subconsciously wanted to be around me because I had always been honest about guys she dated in the past. Let's say she had a type growing up and she just wanted me to tell her to not marry Jay. However, she told me that she only started developing feelings for me after she met me. I also do not agree with the theory that she moved to my town to be with me, as we had not met each other in person for many years prior, and it would be crazy to make such a big change in her life just on a whim. Our relationship is far from perfect, but something that works for both of us. B lost her job after we got engaged and helped me look after now our daughter during the last few months. My daughter loves her too, and they have a great bond. I have a good job, so we decided to take a break for wedding planning and looking after our daughter full time. I am glad for her decision as my daughter will get to have a parent in house full time, something I was not able to provide to her because of my work. On to the good news. We got married around a month ago, and as many of you had predicted, B did not run away, and we had a wonderful ceremony. I wanted a small wedding, but B and her parents wanted to invite a bunch of people, and we ended up having a really nice wedding. Right now, we just came back from our honeymoon and are getting ready for my daughter's school year. I know many of you misunderstand B, but she has been nothing but a blessing in my life. I thank God every day for sending her into our life as she has made our life beautiful. I don't know what to say, yet I have a lot to say. Well, this might feel like a happy ending for you and B, but let's not ignore the obvious. I mean, she was emotionally cheating on Jay for quite some time. That part is undeniable. Whether or not it turned physical, the emotional line was crossed well before she officially ended things. You didn't misunderstand her. She was presenting one version of herself to Jay, while her heart was already shifting toward you. The reality is that you married someone who cheated. Maybe you don't want to see it that way, but Jay isn't wrong when he calls it cheating, because it was. It may not have been outright physical at first, but emotional affairs are still affairs, and unfortunately you were part of that. At the same time, I'll give credit where it's due. She didn't go through with marrying Jay, and in the end she came clean before tying the knot. That's probably the only real positive in this whole mess, for Jay, who ultimately avoided marrying someone who wasn't truly committed to him. But I'd caution you with this, how you get someone is often how you lose them. If she was willing to leave her fiancé for you, what's going to stop her from repeating that pattern down the road if she meets someone else? Relationships that start in betrayal often carry that shadow with them. If this really is the life you want with her, then tread carefully, set strong boundaries, demand transparency, and be honest with yourself about the risk you've stepped into, because right now it looks less like a love story and more like a warning sign. And yes, you are the a-hole. That was crazy. I'm done for the week. Thanks so much guys for sticking around till the very end of the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this story? Do you think OP made the right choices, or is this heading straight for disaster? Drop your suggestions and opinions in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video if you enjoyed it, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and with your help, I know we can get there. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.